Right now, the Brazos River is causing havoc to the south. Many people along the river levee districts were told overnight they have to leave because the levees could fail.
Mandatory evacuations have been issued in those areas. A lot of those neighborhoods have been under voluntary evacuations all weekend until now. The Fort Bend County judge said last night in a press conference this is expected to be an 800-year flood.
Many of you have been asking us on social media which places are under mandatory evacuations. Here is a full list of the places we have found. Many counties and some cities you can see are only telling some people have to leave, usually the most low-lying areas or the areas near levees. Those coming from Brazoria County have been told to come to the Bell County Expo Center. They have just arrived now. We will talk to Kathleen Surrey about that in just a minute. Right now, we're going to get to Brady with weather.
Yeah, although things are not that bad here, there's still a lot of rain in the area.
And if you're just waking up and joining us, we've been talking about it all morning long. More evacuees from Brazoria County have just arrived to the Bell County Expo Center in the last hour.
Kathleen Surrey was there when they first pulled in around 4:40 this morning. She joins us now live once again. Kathleen, give us an update on where you are right now. Yeah. This picture will make you stop what you're doing right now and look at the TV if you haven't already been looking at what we're talking about. These folks were rescued from an assisted living center in Dickinson, all thanks to this picture. So Dickinson is on I-45 between Lake City and Galveston. This place was in waist-deep water. You see everyone just sitting there. The seniors living there couldn't do nothing more than sit. They were finally rescued. 19 staff residents are all safe and sound this morning. Pictures like this, you know, pictures worth 1,000 words. There aren't enough words to explain what you feel when you see something like that happening.
And you even feel better, or you feel better, excuse me, when you see people springing into action on account of images like that. You know, an opportunity for a lot of people to get in on the act. There are several ways that you can help relief efforts. For a full list, we'd like you to go to KWTX.com and click on the Find It button. Look for an article titled How You Can Help Victims of Hurricane Harvey. Very simple to do.
One of the easiest ways to do it right now without even getting out of bed, reach over for your phone, text the word Harvey to 90999 and make a $10 donation to the Red Cross. We cannot stress enough how much help will be needed in these areas. And of course, we want to remain Texas strong for everybody.
Yeah, time for everyone to come together. President Trump plans to visit Texas tomorrow, but his staff has not finalized a location. His press secretary said yesterday they are talking with the state and local officials here and will decide where to go. The press secretary says that they will let the public know as soon as a decision is made. So far, the president has praised Texans for the Harvey response. He tweeted yesterday that the spirit of the people is incredible. Governor Abbott approves the president's response so far.
I got to tell you, the Trump administration has provided us everything that we need.
Federal dollars and other resources have already been sent to 6 counties, and the Homeland Security Advisor Tom Bossert promises that more will come for whoever that needs it. Now, one of the places that might need a lot of help is Burleson County.
That's where Courtney Burris is in Caldwell. She's with our sister station, KBTX. Courtney, tell us what's going on there.
Thanks so much for waking up with us on this Monday morning, an important morning because Hurricane Harvey has no doubt created some devastating images from this weekend and now overnight into this morning, but it's also created some of the most heartwarming, guys.
Yeah, Dallas News snapped this photo in Victoria of an officer who saved a flag that had blown into the street. When you see something like this, there was also another flag in Victoria I saw that was still blowing, you know, strong after the hurricane, which was what, you know, people wanted to see that because we remain so strong as a community. Another officer then saw that one in Aransas, was caught on camera through the pounding rain, saving the flag. Here's that one right there, and that had actually blown over. So when you see those images, definitely makes you smile, and all of this devastation.
That looks like an image for the ages. Just a real unbelievable picture.
We'll be back with more coverage right after this.
And we'll rise up.
Thanks for staying with us. Right now, you're looking over the Bell County Expo Center in Belton on the News 10 SkyCam Network. Evacuees are rolling in right now from Brazoria County there.
Victoria, Texas is being pounded by rain as Tropical Storm Harvey is in a holding pattern above. Many people have left town, but some have stood their ground, like the Zapata family.
Christopher Zapata joins us live right now from Victoria. And Chris, we really first want to ask you what damage there is to your home and any relatives' homes that you know of.
Lost their house missing, but we were blessed not to have our house that bad because some houses around the area are completely leveled.
This morning, it's believed that there have been 10 deaths connected to Harvey, but officials think it's too soon to know how many they could be missing. We're just now hearing from one family who says 6 relatives were washed away together on Sunday. The other 4 deaths have been reported by different sheriff's office, and the Houston Emergency Operations Center have confirmed the other 3 deaths. Some off-duty Waco police officers are in the Houston area responding to Harvey. Now, the son and daughter of one of the officers sent them off with this note. It says, "I hope you don't get hurt. I hope you help others who need it more than you do." Taina Maya is in Conroe this morning with those officers. Let's bring her in right now.
It was, in fact, a hard decision, but for some, they said the easiest decision they'll ever make because their job is simply to help others.
Most of the evacuees that have made their way to Central Texas have stopped in Bell County, but at least one family has gone a little further to the hospitable city of West. They say that word, hospitable, has defined the people they have met there. Ryan Henson is with one of those people right now. Ryan, they've got a big day coming up, don't they? The beer company is putting the brakes on production to help with Harvey. They're just taking out a few important ingredients. And as we go to break, let's take a live look inside the busy Houston Convention Center, home to many evacuees. The rain has let up for now in Caldwell. That is where our sister station, KWTX, has been spending a lot of time. Let's bring in Courtney Burris right now, who is there in Caldwell. Courtney, conditions seem like they're a lot different this morning than they were yesterday, right? The mandatory curfew in Houston has let up for the day. The Texans' NRG Stadium has now opened its doors to evacuees. You're seeing some of those people arrive overnight here on your screen. Some others are actually being sent to the Rockets home. That's the Toyota Center. The city's primary shelter at the Downtown Convention Center has now taken in more than double the amount of people than they originally had planned for. Thank you guys for staying with us. Of course, it is 6:30. I'm Pete Souza, joined by Brady Taylor. Taina Maya on assignment. We'll talk to her in a second, but we take you back to Houston, where we did see some sunshine yesterday.
Yeah, and it does look like everything's improving in Houston and should continue to do so here for the next few days. And hopefully by the end of today, we're getting Harvey out of here and we're not worried about the impacts from it, or at least the rain falling from it. For a while. Let's show you what's going on with Harvey. It has made its second landfall.
A lot of people with boats have been offering their assistance in the wake of Harvey. This is video from Beaumont, truck after truck pulling out of town, all of them carrying boats. And a lot of people from Central Texas have been doing the same. Some have even been asking us what to do when they get there. The Harris County Sheriff's Department had put out a call for boaters. We spoke with them this morning. They say they do not want any more. They say the response was actually incredible, but now they suggest that people should contact the surrounding counties. The Fire Marshal's office has suggested calling the Red Cross. And you don't need a boat to help out the Red Cross. They're looking for anybody who's willing to get their hands dirty. They have an application online, but they're asking for patience once you submit the application because they're getting an incredible response. Now, of course, some of our first responders are there right now. We actually heard 4 Coryell County deputies have just arrived. And of course, we've been talking with Taina Maya all morning. She is there with Waco police officers who are spending their off days helping out in the relief efforts. She's actually with a couple of those officers right now. Overnight, a lot more evacuees arrived in Bell County. Kathleen Suri has followed them from Belton to Temple, and now she's back in Belton. Kathleen, what's happening now? 6:38 on the clock. MCC is now taking in students displaced by Hurricane Harvey. More on that in 10 minutes. And as we go to break, here is a live look at Lake Charles, Louisiana. Some serious flooding going on there. We'll have more on that. Recovery, too. That's a warm situation, and another sunny situation, literally, as the sun has finally peeked through the clouds in Houston.
Man, you know, it's rare you think you get that excited about the sun finally showing up, but man, after a week nearly plus of just drenching rains, yeah, pictures flooding Twitter and Facebook and all that over the last few hours of folks saying, hey, it stopped raining.
A beautiful sight right there. I mean, like just almost an inspiration for people.
Yeah, you know, I mean, none of us have ever dealt with anything. I mean, no one in the country has dealt with something like this before. But I mean, you'd think in 4 to 5 days, for some areas, to see 40 to 50 inches of rain, and you know, people losing their homes, and even folks that didn't. You know, they're sitting there spending the whole time worried, will the water make it all the way up to my home? To finally maybe see the light at the end of the tunnel. And the good news for the folks in Houston is Harvey is moving away, so they will finally get a time to start to dry out.
Yeah, and what about the weather around here?
Yeah, and here we've lucked out, and overall it's going to be nice weather as we get closer to Labor Day. Let's show you where Harvey is right now. It has made its final landfall.
Of my heart, be the mountain where I run, the fountain I drink from.
Sounds like Pete singing.
Sounds like me singing. Sounds like an internet sensation.
Oh, man.
They're calling it basically the sound that broke through the darkness. Her name is Victoria White. She was singing for the evacuees in a shelter in Conroe, and in just 2 days, she had comforted more than 16 million people who saw it online. Obviously, timely.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. You know, it just kind of shows the different ways that folks can help out. You may not be able to do monetary stuff, but, you know, something small can lift folks' spirits and, you know, put a smile on their face when they're going through a really bad situation.
And we're starting to get those inspiring stories that come out of all these disasters. I mean, it is what it is, right? The recovery effort is going to start, and it's going to take a long time, but you do get cool stuff like that.
Yeah, that is very cool.
All right, and you also get something interesting like this. How about this? There's a Hurricane Harvey miracle that's bundled up tightly this morning in Temple. Check this out, Brady. Listen, Marissa Salinas went into labor Monday morning as Harvey was already wreaking havoc. She and her parents drove the 6 hours from their house outside of Houston. They arrived in Temple at about 2 a.m. Guess what happened 12 hours later? Little Aviano was born.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable. Now, her fiance, you see right there, he wasn't even be able to evacuate till Wednesday evening, but he got to Temple as soon as he could.
Well, you know, not only are they going to have a story about the hurricane, but they'll have a heck of a story to tell the baby as well once she grows up. So I'm glad everyone's safe and sound and made it to that great hospital to have the baby. But whew, man, what a deal. You know, I'm sure, you know, they were starting worried about it, knowing that her probably due date was close and all that. But wow.
You know this from recent experience, or not too recent with Ian being about 9, but they say the two most stressful things are moving and having a baby. Right? How about, can you imagine evacuating and having a baby?
Man, no thank you.
No thank you. All right, stay with us. We got weather coming up.